The rain made it tough on drivers all around today.
Some of the usual spots seeing street flooding, and Mario Hilario is live from Cranston with those details. Mario?
Yeah, good evening, Patrice. Jean, we're in one of those very usual trouble spots, Fletcher Avenue in Cranston. Just to give you an idea of how much water has built up in just the last couple of hours, I'm actually standing on a side street off of Fletcher Avenue, and look, the water's already covering the bottom of my boot. So no surprise, within just the last half hour or so, police showed up. You can probably see the flashing lights behind me and closed off the street. It's a usual rough spot for drivers when the rain is heavy and steady. And as the afternoon went on, it got harder and harder for drivers to maneuver through flooded Fletcher Avenue in Cranston. And the water fills in quickly here. When we first checked the street this morning, it was just a wet road. By mid-afternoon, it already looked like a pond. In fact, we saw ponding starting to form on some side streets early on in the day, like here in Providence. This is what we're talking about as early as 10 o'clock this morning here on Killingly Street. And we saw some ponding here. You can't even tell where the street and the sidewalk meet. The heavy rain and street flooding was part two of the 1-2 punch with this storm. When the precipitation first fell, much of it was frozen.
It was bad. I almost slid out of the driveway into the street, so I had to pull up onto the grass. And the deck was solid ice, so yeah, icy.
In fact, NBC 10 was on the scene of several accidents on the South Coast late last night caused by slick conditions. A multi-vehicle crash near Swansea Mall and a rollover that shut down part of the Braga Bridge for a time. Alicia Mullins said she had her own close call early this morning in Providence.
I did a 360 right in the intersection. Thankfully, there was a car that was further back on Admiral, and it saw me coming, and he stopped. I was, I tried stopping. I couldn't.
And in fact, both Rhode Island and Massachusetts State Police reported to us dozens of accidents from last night into early this morning, when much of the frozen rain then changed over to just plain rain. But even just the rain itself can cause a lot of problems out on the roadways, and it's still falling down pretty steadily and heavily here in Cranston right now. So if you're about to head out in the next few hours, still be careful out there until the threat of localized street flooding subsides. We're live in Cranston. Mario Hilario, NBC 10 News.